No country is free of corruption, but in Afghanistan, the UN report says it amounts to a crippling tax on people who are already among the poorest in the world. Their survey found it is almost impossible to obtain a service from government officials here without paying a cash bribe. It's now the population's biggest concern, ahead even of the security situation or unemployment. We chose at random the pensions department in Kabul to find out how widespread the problem is. We found officials from the government's High Office of Oversight and Anti-Corruption nailing up a complaints box and displaying posters urging pensioners to speak out and provide them with evidence.
This problem of corruption exists in every government department and every ministry.
Inside the building, we found pensioners who'd been waiting all day to get to see the civil servants. They were all resigned to the fact they would have to pay bakshish, to grease palms before getting the money they were entitled to. A practice the UN report says is creating a corrosive distrust of the government and shattering the traditional basis of this society. Officials guarding the compound soon made it clear our camera was not welcome.
Don't give the photo, please.
Outside on the street, we asked one of the claimants who'd been trying for the last 8 weeks to get his pension whether he'd had to pay a bribe.
I'm too ashamed to admit it.
Another 78-year-old pensioner with 45 grandchildren told us he'd had to travel 3 times already from Kunduz in the north of Afghanistan to try and get his pension.
This government is corrupted from the very bottom to the top. Everyone is taking bribes.
We spoke off camera to some of the officials who work inside the pension department. They said their average monthly wage was around $80, yet their houses alone cost them $200 a month, and they had large families to feed. How else do you expect us to make a living, they asked.
One startling statistic stands out in the UN's report. Afghans paid out $2.5 billion in bribes over the last year. Exactly the same amount generated by the country's opium trade. David Chater, Al Jazeera, Kabul.